Hello, my name is Daniel G. Wilson, and this is DGAW Interviews. Today on Interviews, I'll be talking to Plea Market. Hello, guys. How are you?
Good. Yeah, good.
Awesome. Alright, so how are you doing on this fine March morning?
That's alright. We had to take an Uber to get here because I woke up late. And he was late too because he took the bus.
Yeah, well, I was late because my dog wouldn't get into her cage, so
And
she was just like,
because
she was just lying on the floor for her to.
Very cool. Alright.
Bad transition.
Now, I'd like to start this interview by asking this question. My first question is for you, Edgar.
Man,
Kanye West.
what about it?
You have this, you have a very interesting relationship with Kanye West.
Personally, yeah, I love the guy. Yeah.
Like, look at his shoes, you can tell that he loves Kanye West.
Nice shoes.
Very inspired. Very.
Gucci.
Yeah. He's very inspiring, I guess. I don't know, we don't really make hip-hop music in the band.
Yeah.
Maybe down the
Not
line.
yet, yeah.
Who knows?
Album 3.
Album 3 is the hip-hop record. I love the guy. Many people don't love the guy. He's got a lot of really pretentious views, and a lot of it is hard to agree with, but a lot of the times he's on the right track. He's got good work ethic, and I like the music. I think the three of us like the music a lot.
A good work ethic? You mean like releasing an album
Five
only?
times the
like,
same one?
Exactly.
Okay, well, alright, so he's got,
You're wrong.
yeah, I mean, it was good work ethic up until this last little guy, which is still being updated as it goes along.
I mean, it's an interesting record because it's like the first album that has like downloadable content for it. Like they continue to patch over whatever
Exactly.
the
I
stuff
said
is.
on like Twitter that it's like a video game with like DLC.
Yeah.
Like you just keep getting patches released for it.
It's like, I'm a Fix Wolves. And then fix the whole album.
He fixed the whole thing. Yeah. Like it was weird. I listened to it and like even though Only Famous and Wolves is what got advertised being fixed, I'm pretty sure like
He did like little minor
little
changes to a
things like
bunch
the rest of
stuff.
it. Like there's like echoes on like the first track where there wasn't, and there's a different take for Ultralight Beams on the choir.
Nice.
Unless I just listened to like a really bad like rip of it. First time I listened on Tidal, it was different.
Well, we actually have a little sneak peek for the band. We're actually going to be title exclusive for the EP.
Yeah,
Jay-Z called me personally.
he's like, this is the only way to do it. This is
the
true
future
artistry.
of music.
Fascinating.
So check that out. Tidal.com/pleamarket.
It will take you to a broken page.
That page doesn't exist. It'll say, get out of here.
Alrighty. Well, next up, melancholy. You guys have a very kind of melancholic sound. Explain how you guys have cultivated this melancholy and why. What attracts you to melancholy and depression, the sadder aspects of the human condition?
I wish that I could write funny. I've been trying really hard. I can't write anything that's like
Tongue-in-cheek
funny
thing.
or like maybe a bit of my songs have a bit of tongue in cheek to them, but they're all still sad. I don't really have a choice in that. I kind of just fell into it. Like the first song that we ever wrote together had a minor chord in it, so we knew that it was gonna go downhill from there. So we're stuck with that. But yeah, Edgar, what do you think about our melancholy sound?
We definitely used to joke about, and still do joke about being like an emo band, even though we're nowhere in that vein. But I don't know. Like a while ago, last summer, the guys were like, make a happier song, and I was like, I tried, and I made like a riff, and like there's an instrumental out there that we've played. I think all of us. It might have been just you and I, and back when Josh was playing with us, we did that like summer song. It sounded like Always. I was pretty happy, and there was words for it written by Nick, but they weren't happy either. Even though my goal was to make a happy song. I don't know. Some of our stuff is optimistic. It's usually like melancholy, and then it gets happy, or like it stays at a plateau.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably get happier over time. We can finish that song someday.
Yeah, we could if we want. I mean, we're generally happy dudes.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
It says the all black wearing Edgar Vargas.
I'm not wearing all black.
Well,
I'm wearing
blue, black,
blue,
black.
And then
black.
gray.
Or okay, it's
Or
not a
one black piece.
whatever.
I mean, do we listen to more melancholic music than?
I mean,
other
I
things?
definitely did.
Does Melancholy and Infinite Sadness count?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, totally.
Then
That's
there we go.
definitely
I'm definitely like into the Pumpkins again.
Yeah.
They're solid. They're solid
Like
band.
around like end of the new year, started listening to Siamese Dream again. That was fun.
I think that being said, we'd still probably get around to writing some happier songs at some point. Just
It's in us somewhere.
when we start making more hip hop music, we'll be happier.
LP3.
There it is.
LP3.
It's like right now we're sad because we haven't we have the title exclusive and everything like that.
We're
but,
sad
like,
because we haven't bought the drum machines yet. We haven't-
I have a drum
actually,
machine.
that's absolutely a lie.
I just haven't turned it on for at least a month and a half or
Yeah,
so.
Well, now we need it.
we need
Yeah.
it.
We need it.
Yeah, we don't have a drummer if that's
Yeah.
an unknown thing.
Very cool. Very cool indeed. Alrighty. Here's my next question for you, gentlemen. Diverse influences. You guys have a very interesting pool of influences to draw from. I'm very curious, how would you say these diverse influences influence your band? In the sound music you make in as well, the melancholic sound, I know it's influences ranging from the Velvet Underground to Elliott Smith to Mountain Goats, if I'm remembering correctly. Explain how you guys have cultivated this very eclectic taste and how it kind of influences your music.
Can I start?
Sure.
Yeah, I'd like
Okay.
him to start.
So, none of that applies to me, more or less.
Why not?
I'm the baby of the band.
Yeah.
I like punk music, and I like indie rock music. So this question doesn't apply to me. I just want to get it out there.
His number one favorite band. No, there's two
There's-
bands.
Ooh.
Angels and Airwaves, Blink-182.
That's not true.
It's his number one.
5 years ago, that was the answer.
Now it's what? Pup and Broken
Now
Social
it's
Scene?
Pup. It's Broken Social Scene always, and then it's Pup. It's really great.
You mean always the band, or is it like always Broken Social Scene?
Always Broken Social Scene.
Did you know that Girl from Always is in the Rankin family?
Yep, that's her.
It's pretty
Is in the
fascinating.
what?
The Rankin family? You ever heard of that?
I don't know what that is.
Nova Scotia
Is
Refugee
it like a
Night?
cult?
Yeah, no, like a Nova Scotia kind of like family singing group. Like my mom's into them, and they.
Wow.
Yeah.
She was a little baby, and then she sang, and then now she's not making that music anymore. But
Cool.
it's still good. Anyway, so go on, talk about
But I mean,
great music.
influence-wise, me and Edgar became friends because of music, and it was based off the fact that we both had pretty eclectic music tastes in high school. I mean, I was already friends with him before I knew Edgar,
Yeah.
and
Really?
Yeah,
No,
you knew.
for sure.
Like, I knew you, but we were only friends. But you two were definitely like,
And I thought we were friends in grade 9 and 10, but yeah.
guess not, man.
but someone introduced us because we probably had similar music tastes.
Probably
It must have
And
been
the
like
way
Josh.
we met was you were talking about King of Limbs on like a Facebook comment,
Mhm.
and you described Coldplay as Radiohead for moms.
Oh, okay,
And I was like,
yeah.
this seems like a funny guy.
That's
and
pretty
then
much
I
it.
saw you on my way to like religion class, and I pushed into the lockers as a joke because I thought
Wow.
it would be funny, and it wasn't funny at all. And you were really uncomfortable with it.
You were a small boy. That
I was
allowed.
really small, and
It's like this
there's-
little kid who
there's-
I'd never seen before, like pushed me into a locker.
And I was like,
It's
oh, this is endearing.
What's going on? Because I made fun of Coldplay. I thought that it was a vengeance act or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, if we're going to talk about friendship, when I first met Nick in graphic design class, I always heard his name. He was an urban legend because I never knew who he was. And then I hugged him, and he's like, "Get off me!" And I was like, "You're gonna be my best friend."
We became very good friends. That's for sure.
Influences is what we're talking about, right?
It was a good time.
We've had people ask us, like we've talked to people at shows. We saw Dean from Huge
Mhm.
Cosmic at the Battle Show in Toronto a while ago, and we started talking about the band. He's like, "What do you guys like?" And we kind of just figured it out then. I guess we were just talking about Pavement and Bob Dylan mostly.
Yeah, I didn't figure it out. Huge Cosmic, like he had like a perfect idea of exactly.
Yeah,
what
he was
sounded
like, "Oh yeah,
He
we
was
have like this and this with like samples and stuff." I was like, "Okay."
He's like Weezer on top of late '90s something. I can't remember what it was,
It was
but
very.
it was like.
a layered cake of sounds. It was just like.
And I wish that I could figure out that, but like I feel like most of the time when I'm writing a song, it sounds like something, or it's like it came from an inspiration of something else. Like Um, HB, which is the first song that we wrote together, kind of had like a, like I was kind of feeling a Guided by Voices kind of vibe, just because that's what I was listening to at the time. But like in the end, it doesn't actually sound anything like that because I can't write like that. It's just whatever was inspiring me at the time. But that's the case with most of the songs that I've written. They've come from a place of like a very specific influence, but they turn out not sounding like that because I can't sound anything else other than myself.
Deep.
Yeah, love it. Like I've written songs too, and it's usually what happens is like I'm trying to be like I'm gonna try and sound like blank or blank, and it turns out being like completely different. Like that always thing doesn't really sound much like always when you put it all together.
It's okay.
Yes, I'm sure it's okay.
It's up to Marcus's standards of sounding like always.
Or sometimes we'll write songs and they end up sounding like other things later on. Like yesterday, Nick told me that one of the songs he wrote, which we already established, sounds like the Bob Dylan song that we cover sometimes.
Yeah.
We Go Nowhere. Also sounds like Good Riddance. Good Riddance?
Time of Your Life.
Time of
Good
Your Life.
Riddance.
Good Riddance by Green
It's,
Day.
it's the same chords.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
if you
Yeah.
and if you change one, it's almost that song.
I
It's,
approve.
I don't approve. We gotta stay clear of that.
Watch it.
Watch it.
I'd love to have a. What's the song, like the 7-minute long song on American Idiot that
There's
has like
two.
the
There's a 7 minute.
Jesus
There's a 9
Suburbia.
minute.
There's
Jesus
Jesus
Suburbia,
Suburbia.
the one that has like the 3 changes, right?
There's a couple. There's also Homecoming. Which has a couple
That one's
of
better.
minutes.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean,
It's been a
oh,
long
you've
time since
definitely
I heard
listened to it.
Oh, I've listened to American Idiot many times. I used to have it on CD, but I just not in a very long time. I had Nimrod and
Classic.
yeah, my dad owned Nimrod. My
Yes.
dad owned Nimrod and Enema of the State.
Oh,
wow.
So those are the two
That's
things
really
that I listened
strange.
to.
I love your dad.
Yeah.
I think it's about time to meet him. My mom had the Eminem show.
Oh yeah.
And she would fast forward to disc board of the swears, and she would always screw up. It was really funny.
That's really cute.
That was me at 8 years old.
Wow.
My mom used to play Stacy's mom on repeat.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
Wow. Like a single
It's like
CD.
slightly
Yeah.
Oh wow. Laser burn that one.
Yeah, I remember like I would always get like burned CDs from like my friends, and I would like play it, and then like the swear words would come on, and I'd be like, oh no, this is in front of my parents. Like, I got a D12 album one time.
Wow.
Eminem's. How do you not know what D12 is? It was
These
Eminem's
chicks.
like group, Dirty Dozen.
That sounds cool.
I never knew that's what that stood for.
That's
great.
We're all learning.
Dirty Dozen.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't actually know if there were a dozen members in that
I don't
group.
think so
Probably.
either. What's it? The original Broken Social Scene was D12.
The original Broken Social Scene was D12. That's the truth.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Radical.
Thank you.
My next question is again for you, Edgar. You play the saxophone.
See, now this is what okay. We discussed like what sort of things are gonna be brought up. Okay. Yeah. I played the saxophone in high school. I was in the high school band. I was in the music program there. Like he was in the graphic arts program. I think you both were? Were you both in Schism?
Not
more or
Yeah, we
less.
were in
The program.
We were in Schism. Were you in Schism?
Shazam.
You were in Schism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I dropped
Oh
out.
yeah, you dropped out.
Yeah.
Why?
Waste of time.
Could have got a
I
CPR.
could have got a
certification.
little stamp.
It looks pretty good. It's got a blue little stamp on it. But yeah, he was in the music program. Neither of us were. Who else was in the music?
I mean,
was, was our drummer? Josh?
Yeah.
Was Josh?
No, Josh? No, Josh
Oh.
wasn't. He was just doing art stuff too.
I remember him saying that he wanted to do the music program. That's probably why I thought of that.
A lot of people did. It was good. It was like you learn a lot there. I still talk to the teachers from there. I don't know. If I ever got married, they'd probably come to my wedding, but I don't really talk to them much beyond that.
Who would go to your wedding? Teachers?
My teachers? I'd invite my teachers to a wedding.
That's filthy. I'd never invite my teachers
Why not?
to a wedding.
Well, they'd be a blast.
Okay, I'd invite Mr. Weather.
There-
You
there's
were
at
at
least-
drunk off the free bar.
I would definitely have a free bar at my wedding. That's for sure. Just so that Mr. Weatherby would come. 'Cause
Are we
otherwise,
getting
you
married?
wouldn't. No, we're not getting married.
It's easy.
I can become a ordained minister in like 5 minutes.
That's
So
Yeah, it's really easy. You can do it right here.
Wait, did you say Mr. Weatherby?
Mr. Weatherby, yeah, that was our graphic design teacher.
It's a common name.
Is that reminds you of? Is that any way a relation of Archie Comics?
Oh,
No.
definitely not.
No,
I
his
don't think
name is
so.
just Mr. Weatherby. Like we didn't make up the name.
Was Mr. Weatherby a character in Archie?
I think so.
That was Archie's teacher, yeah.
The principal,
that's
actually.
amazing. Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
amazing.
That
You know,
works.
they killed Archie in the comics.
Yeah, they did, but they still make comics.
Yeah, but
What do you mean, like in his memory?
No,
No,
like,
no, no.
they
Like,
actually
there's a
killed Archie.
storyline where like there's a
Got
guy
fired.
who they're at like an ice cream shop or something, and a guy comes in with a gun
Oh, that
to
was it.
shoot up the ice cream shop.
Why?
And I don't know.
He wanted ice cream.
Wait, didn't Archie die by saving the guy who became president?
I
So
heard
there's
about it,
multiple
like,
lineages.
No,
of
what I
Archie
remember was
deaths.
like they're in a store or something, and there's like his friend. I think they made a big deal like he was gay or something.
No, yeah, he
It was,
became
like, first
president,
gay
and then he got
character and
shot,
everything.
and then he was gonna get shot.
Man, he
my
jumped in
God.
front of the bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. But I'm pretty sure they were like just chilling somewhere. But they were wearing
Fucking
suits, so maybe the president. I didn't read it, man. I just saw like Archie on the front cover. It's like it looks like a memorial. It's like a black and white framed photo of him on the cover.
Wow.
It's like really depressing.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, the question was about you playing saxophone though. So let's get on that.
Um,
important.
I played the sax for 4 years. I still remember the keys and whatever. I can read sheet music still, so I could play the sax again if we wanted that ever. I'd have to rent
We'd
one.
have to
though.
rent one from Long and McQuaid or something.
Yeah, because I don't own one anymore.
Do you have the mouthpiece still?
I do have the mouthpiece still. Why would I return that? It's really disgusting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I thought you threw it out or something like that.
I think it's in my like drawer along with like old little.
I feel like you had
cameras.
another weird instrument.
I have a harmonica. I have a trumpet.
What key is that harmonica in?
That harmonica is just in C. I think harmonica is usually in E major or something.
No, you can get
You can get them in whatever, but it's just like a little plastic crap one.
C major's so boring.
Yeah, we gotta get.
Like
I have no idea.
I don't
Minor
know.
7.
C sharp major. Now that's a good key for harmonica.
I'll be a happy one.
Recover Love Me Do by the Beatles.
Is it in that key or just a
I don't know,
harmonica?
just cover the song
Oh,
on
okay.
harmonica. I'm not the smart one.
Oh my god.
That's not what you hired me.
Hired you, yeah. We got him off of Craigslist.
Off the backpage.com.
Yeah.
Well, we got him as like a 2-for-1 deal, and then one of our twos fell out.
That's true. Well, he has school or whatever.
I'm an orphan.
Yeah.
Very fascinating. Now, here's my next question for you guys is this. How is it that you all have you all have such boyish good looks? How have you all cultivated these boyish good looks and charms?
2 out of 3 of us have Hispanic genetics. So
Yeah.
maybe that did it.
Um,
Yeah.
Marcus is just beautiful in general. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of boys in the mouth.
And this happens. What? Cut that out.
I don't know where he got that from, but he has many times attempted to kiss me. Maybe for my boyish good looks.
Did once, I think.
Only once.
And you
Oh.
hit me.
I've never hit Marcus. It's not go along those lines. Would we say we dressed similar overall?
Not at all.
There was a
Two beanies right now, all denim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sneakers.
Yeah, but
I
you,
usually wear boots, and it's like.
well, you wear handsome clothes. You wear preppy clothes. I'm just wearing t-shirts and
I wear
hoodies.
t-shirts too.
I wear bench. I was gonna. Don't do it. I'm wearing my Talking Heads shirt right now.
Keep it covered.
Take it off. Take it
It's
off.
okay.
I kind of knew you.
Thanks.
But yeah, I don't think we really ever cultivated it. It was just. I mean, you should see a picture of him from grade 8. It's,
Oh.
it's not.
Yeah, let's see
it's
your
not-
picture
Wait, can
from
you call
grade
me?
9.
Can you call me? I wanna
Yeah,
show it
sure,
up.
whatever.
I've seen pictures of him from grade 8, actually.
Have you seen the picture of him? Like, but have you seen this picture? of him
I'm
from
pretty
grade
sure
8?
I've deleted it. I've deleted.
I have
most-
it as his photo that comes up when he calls me.
It's been like a solid like,
Show
2
us.
years.
Come on, send me the.
There
send
you
me
go. You're
phone.
getting the call. It's an exclusive. It's not a good pick.
Let's see. This is Edgar Vargas.
In the my eighth
There's
grade
no
graduation.
boyish charm to that.
Wow.
Just boyish.
Quickly search up Nick's grade 9 photo.
Or we can look up Nick's guy online account, which I
Ooh,
also have
we're not
ready to
going
go.
to
Put him on
that.
blast at any
That's
time.
that's way too far.
Back to the good looks. We got him. So
Yeah. Thanks,
The crowd swoon.
mom and dad.
Like
My mom and dad, not your mom and dad.
Thanks, mom
I'd
and
like
dad.
to thank Marcus's mom and dad for my boyish good looks.
I like to thank Nick's mom and Nick's dad for making him.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Shout
have a
out
band
to them.
without it. And the good looks.
Jeez.
It's getting hot in here.
Oh yeah.
That's for sure.
That's all that I know.
Very hot in here. All right. Now, here's my next question for you, gentlemen. Oh, yes. Playing shows in a year. You guys have been together essentially as a band for about a year. And in this year, you have been playing a wide assortment of shows. You guys have actually played Soy Bomb, which is interesting for an electric folk band, I guess you guys would classify yourselves as. How would you guys have say that it's been an interesting experience playing all these shows in your first year of being a band?
Going to different places. I don't think we've played the same venue twice yet. Sure we will. We'll have to. We just kind of wanted to play it everywhere that we could. We were trying to get shows in like Oakville and Guelph, but like it's a bit far. This is back when like our drummer was with us too, so like it would have been harder to take all that equipment there since none of us drive. But we do
Do you drive? Don't throw me under the bus.
No, man.
We
You
need
swear?
You can swear. Doesn't matter.
Dropped a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the first show that we played was in Toronto.
Yeah, I was in Toronto, but that was a bit of a mess. The show itself was fine, but the transportation, like getting there, was difficult because we didn't really know what to do. So we took a U-Haul, and that was not economic for us because it ended up costing us like $80.
Oh, shout out to Patrick, by the way.
Yeah, he was our driver there. He's not here. He was I actually asked him if he wanted to come because we were gonna go to like the store after, but like he just went with his brother instead, I guess.
What are we gonna go after?
Like he wanted to go buy some shoes. He wanted me to come with him. Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of just wanted to play in different cities that we could. We played. We've only played 3 cities, right?
Yeah. So we played Streetsville, Mississauga, Brampton once. It's usually Toronto we played at.
Yeah, most of our shows have been
Yeah,
Toronto.
you and I are there a lot now, so it's easier.
Yeah. The Soy Bomb show. I don't know. I guess is that considered classically like a punk kind of venue?
Well, Soy Bomb has sort of become kind of legendary for its kind of more hardcore. It's a hardcore venue, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when we played there, it was Daniel Johnston tribute show, so it's certainly not punk. I mean, punk maybe in spirit, but not musically.
Yeah, there was like some performance art stuff, which was pretty cool, and it was like loud and there's some screaming, but it wasn't supposed to be like super musical and it's wide scope, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty good because it was kind of like a variety show. We had like different, like there was like spoken word, and then there was some singing, and then we kind of were in the middle of it, I guess.
Yeah, we were right before like the third act or whatever.
Yeah, because it was kind of like an acted show.
Yeah, because there was like intermissions. We would go upstairs to smoke or go buy drinks or whatever.
What a great place.
Yeah.
Smoke on the roof.
Yeah, it was a beautiful little view of like just the city. Took a photo up there. It was cool.
Yeah, but we played like 3 Daniel Johnston cover songs, which, you know, with they're already a little folky, I guess.
Yeah,
so
but we made them our little thing. Like, we didn't really stay on the boring side of folky. It was pretty exciting. We did Casper.
Casper the
We like screamed it.
Yeah, that was the first time that I really yelled.
Yeah.
Which, you know, at some
I'm
point I
usually
want to
the
get
one.
into that.
LP4.
Yeah,
LP4,
So
the yelling
3 is
one.
the record. It's the hip hop record. 4 is like the metal cover. 100%. I don't know. I'm usually doing the more yelpy stuff when I sing my songs in the band. Mostly just because like I can't sing as well as Nick can, and it's cool. We got different strengths and they all come together. I'm sure we'll all have gang vocals on something.
Exciting.
I'm excited to get Marcus vocalizing
On the mic?
track.
Dropping the mic?
He would kind of do like an MC. Or have you guys seen Inside Llewyn Davis?
No.
Oh, the
The Please Mr.
Please
Kennedy
It's like,
thing?
whoa, outer
Outer
space.
Space. The very low voice guy.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
That guy's in Star Wars.
Yeah, he's in Star Wars.
Oscar Isaac. Holy damn.
He's also in Girls apparently.
The
That's
HBO thing.
Yeah, the HBO show.
That's Adam Driver that plays Kylo Ren. Oscar Isaac's. But out
Oh,
of
yeah,
Star
but
Wars
two
talk.
people are in
Two
Star
people, yeah,
Wars.
the other guy. Wow, cool.
From Inside Llewellyn
Just
Davis.
those two people.
Two people in Star Wars. There's actually a show. I was on the subway yesterday, and there's a single person Star Wars like Broadway show coming.
Seems incredibly interesting.
Does it?
Star Wars
That's a
Broadway?
nice word.
Yeah, it was like a one man show of Star Wars, the
Well-
full original trilogy.
Oh, I was about to say, is he gonna do like a Jar Jar Binks impression? If not,
Oh.
if he is, I'm gonna protest.
That's the encore.
Yeah, I would
That's the
protest it
encore.
too. I would. The encore, just a little Jar Jar Binks kind of stand up routine.
There's constantly work in there. I'm a Jar Jar Binks apologist. I watched what is it called? The Phantom Menace?
The Phantom Menace is
Like
the one.
12, 13 times as a kid. This is the only VHS tape we owned.
Oh.
And my parents were just like, Star Wars is big right now because the movie just came out, so they had the VHS release.
So he hadn't seen. When did you see the original trilogy? After that, how long?
I haven't seen it.
Whoa.
Oh.
Is this becoming a Star Wars thing?
This is becoming, I don't know,
We're
Star
gonna
Wars
start
cast.
way more in the comments over here.
Yeah.
Minute 30, just drop fire.
Yeah. Skip to minute 30 to see Flea Market kill each other.
All right, now, gentlemen, I have a question. Undertale.
There's nothing to answer here. I'm the only one who likes this game.
Have you played? No, I've
He
not.
hates the game. I
I've
sent
never-
the link
I
to
never
Nick
said
once,
that.
and he was like, "I'm not gonna play it."
I don't have time to play video games anymore, unfortunately. You know, I'm probably gonna, when the new Skyrim game comes out, I'll probably give up a month of my life to it or something like that.
Like, I thought you were gonna do that with when Fallout 4
I did
came
that
out.
I thought I was
ago.
going to too, but then, I mean, oh, I do have a PS4. It's
You
just
can
still
have
in
my
the
copy
box.
if you want.
So I have a
I'm not
PS4 that's
playing
in the
that
box.
game.
Which game? Oh,
Fallout 4? Yeah, I'm okay for a bit. I'll either sell it or let someone borrow it. So
Trade it in.
I mean, he
Video
listens to the Undertale soundtrack just like as pure enjoyment music.
Yeah, I looked through like my iTunes thing, like most played songs, and it's like it was a Kanye West and like Modest Mouse, and now it's like 3 Undertale songs, and then like Life of Pablo stuff, and Yeezus stuff, and like
Yeah, that's what I meant to do.
some Bob Dylan song.
I meant to put Yeezus on my iPod. Thank you for the reminder.
You're welcome. I listened to that for the first time like it's probably since 2014, like all the way through on my way to work the other day. It was good.
I remember listening
Yeah,
to it
still
for
solid.
the first time. I was like texting you about it. It was grade 12, right, when it came out?
Yeah, it was grade 12 was when like all that
In
stuff
the summer,
came out.
like right before
Oh,
the
good.
end of the year.
Yeah, that's when like Sunbather came out and Vampire Weekend and Daft Punk. That was a big deal.
Oh,
Yeah,
those are some good albums.
2015 was a big year.
That was all in like the same like 3-month span.
Melophobia by KG Elephant was a great album. Did you listen to it yet?
I did listen to it once. I listened to it once.
And it was nice.
It was good.
Moving on.
But yeah, when I listened to Yeezus, I was taking photos. I remember because I was like, it was a sunny day. I remember like fist and the girl like a civil rights sign.
Yeah, put a
whatever.
fist up or a civil rights sign.
And I was like, oh my god, it's a great album. So I texted Edgar about it.
That's the line that did it.
The
No,
line that.
It's
sorry.
probably eating Asian pussy. All I need is sweet and sour sauce. I think that was the main thing that I
That's a
texted.
classic.
That as soon as I heard that, I was like, Edgar, what the hell's going on in this album?
Was that your first time listening to it?
That was my first time listening to it. It was
Oh.
like literally the leak had just come out. It had just been released.
No, you mean
Put it-
you bought the album?
No,
No. Oh, okay, we're just going straight for it. Yeah.
put it on my iPod. Left the house to go take some photos for photography class, and then I was listening to it the whole way there. Played it like 3 times while I was out.
Yeah, no, it's good. I really liked it. That was back when I had like just started liking hip hop again.
Again?
For the first time.
For the first time.
For the first time.
Oh, there's
Stop.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about
I
it.
like this story.
Tell us more.
Go ahead.
about his hate for hip hop
I-
for the last few years.
I think hate's a light word. I think
Let's just go back to Undertale.
Is he, were you like the person that's like, oh, I like everything except for country and hip hop?
Yep.
You that kind of guy?
That was Edgar Vargas.
And now it's just like country records that you've shown me and like hip hop that's coming out now. I'd like to formally apologize to everyone who I knew when I was younger, bashing on other hip hop tastes, and now it's what I listen to. almost most besides like rock, whatever.
Rock music.
Yeah, rock music.
Edgar and I actually bought Life of Pablo sweaters that we're gonna.
Does actually exist?
They're sweaters.
Yeah.
Bootlegs.
They're bootlegs. Oh god, those
Did you
are-
actually buy
Easy
them?
Underground.
Let me see.
I don't have it on me.
Like a picture.
If you watch the Yeezy Madison Square Garden,
Mhm.
yeah, and then he has the I Feel Like Pablo, and then like this is a God Dream on the back. We ordered that. He showed
Why was
me.
I not invited to do this? We
Right
could wear,
away.
wear that at a
We
show.
were gonna
All
wear
three
it
of
for the
us.
interview.
But I think
It's still
shipping
up.
time.
It's just like $15.
$15, 33 Canadian dollars for shipping and the product, and you get it
Shout out
delivered
to
to your door.
Canada's bad dollar.
Yeah, it's not a great dollar.
I
right
spent
now.
$61 on that Kendrick Lamar record when it should have cost me $25.
Let's not talk about Kendrick Lamar's album.
Did you try and buy it?
I listened to it. It was alright.
Untitled Unmastered.
Fine.
It was decent.
I
not that
actually-
bad.
Last night I downloaded To Poop a Butterfly. Still never
Off
listened
iTunes.
to it. Off of iTunes, yeah.
Off of
I
iTunes.
mean, I have Apple Music, so I actually get music legally now.
Me too.
Nice.
Through Apple Music. Shout out to Apple Music. They sponsor the band.
Yeah, we get sponsored by
So-
Tidal and Apple Music at the same time. So it's a Tidal exclusive, but Apple Music gives us the money.
And then Spotify Premium. And Hulu Plus shit. What else is there?
There's like 3 major streaming services. That is Spotify, the third one, I guess, amongst Tidal and
Apple Music.
Apple Music.
Yeah. Oh, this is it's pretty cool.
That's
Same
kinda
thing.
cute.
Yeah.
Red? Did you guys get Red?
Yeah.
That's the official one.
Yeah.
So yeah, bought an official bootleg.
Yeah. That's gonna be our uniform at a show.
And Nick Willsby staying there naked.
Hey, I said I'm gonna go buy it now.
Yeah.
Even though I was not included in this Feel Like Pop. I mean, I only listened to the album twice.
It's really good.
It's very good.
Love Kanye West. Ultralight Beam. Damn, this is good.
Yeah. Even your mom likes it. Approved by mothers.
Well, my mom likes Stacy's mom, so
Yeah,
I'm
that is where we were
I'm highly
before.
suspect. Here's my next question for you, gentlemen. Well, actually, this is for Edgar specifically. Edgar,
I feel like I'm being asked all the questions.
Because you have
Edgar's
very
market.
prominent social media accounts. You just have the most shit to talk
You
about.
got Twitter,
Because we can all just
new
talk shit about it.
rotations. You got it all.
I have rotations.
New rotations.
Oh, new rotations.
Edgar, I've noticed over the past several years you've been a very prolific maker of music and art in general. Most recently, you had a song that appeared on a Ferguson Support compilation album.
Yeah.
You also have released several albums over the past few years, as well as a recent album called Noonday Dream, if I'm right correctly.
Demon. Noonday Demon.
Noonday Demon. Thank you for correcting me. Explain this, how your music, and as well as a very diverse. I have to say your music is very diverse as well. I was kind of taken aback when I examined your catalog.
Thank you.
Explain this creativity. Explain your prolificness.
Again, I don't think it's that prolific. I mean, I've got 2 or 3 EPs. One of them's just like a 25-minute song that I wrote when I was just like having a bad day. So I just made one long thing on a classical guitar I was borrowing from my high school. The Ferguson thing, was because the guy from, he's from Boston. He's the Mac DeMarco dude. What's his name? Talked about him? Maybe we haven't talked about him. Mackenzie Keefe. He's like a Bandcamp sort of dude, but he's actually kind of doing stuff. He's signed to some sort of label in Boston. And he did a show with Mac DeMarco, and like, he quit school to do that because he had connections, but apparently they weren't good enough. So
That
it was-
happens.
Yeah. But anyways, he was doing a Ferguson compilation when all that like terrible shit was happening, and like I was really riled up around the time that was going on. Obviously never experienced anything half as close to what's happening there, but just like slight racism towards my family and stuff, and just seeing things happening around the community. And so he was doing this Ferguson compilation. I felt pretty like into it, inspired by it, and I made a song for it. It was just me on guitar. I just figured out how to do all the delay effects on my amps and stuff. Don't think I had my pedals at that time. Just got those now. And it's just like 2 takes of a song, and I just kind of split them in between 2. And with Noonday Demon, that was a lot of doing the same thing. A lot of that thing was supposed to be like 13 songs long, and eventually just realized that a lot of the songs are sharing the same melodies and same chord progressions. So I just like would cut them and then put them together, or I'd make loops out of other things. Some songs scrapped, some of them have words or and are kind of in plea market now. One of our songs, All My Lies, has a little riff that I do all throughout New Day Demon that I've just snuck in there.
That compilation was pretty cool too because it had it was like 40 tracks long.
No, it was like 72 tracks long.
And like it had essentially like sections to it. So like if it ever had a physical release, it would be like if you want to listen to hip hop, this is like the hip hop section of the compilation. Yeah. If you want to listen to, I think yours was on the last section, which was like the
it was like experimental. I was like, it didn't seem that weird to me. It was just like
maybe it just didn't have lyrics, so they were like, yeah, this is out there.
There was lyrics on one song on New Day Demon. It was when I was really not comfortable with my voice. That was like 2 years ago. I think I released that thing now. Maybe 3.
Summer 2014, I think.
14? So yeah, just 2 years. Just a little bit under 2 years. The last song has lyrics, and it's called The City's Theme, something like that. And I wasn't really comfortable singing. My voice is like really nasally and stuff on it. And with that song, I remember Nick and I had a conversation where we talked about I would definitely like to add more lyrics to your song, and I was like, that'd be cool, collaborate with it. And that was the first sort of seeds being sown for us eventually making a band in like, I don't know what month. Oh, it was August 22nd of some year.
It was it was August in 2014 when we were like, we should do something.
Yeah.
And then I had to buy a guitar, which happened in
September.
September. And then I had to learn guitar. Like, I mean, I learned a D chord probably like November 2014. And before that, I'd never played. Like, I didn't know.
He learned an instrument to start a band, and he's picked it up like so fast. Like, we keep up pretty well playing along, jamming along.
But yeah, and then from there, it's like when it really started to take was probably April 2015, I guess. I would say is when we started kicking it into a gear.
Yeah.
But we did a lot of stuff before then, just like practicing between the two of us.
Yeah.
Getting our foot in the door.
Yeah, Nick would sleep over for like 2 days straight, and we just like record like
covers
underground covers
yeah.
and stuff. There's videos of that on YouTube.
Oh yeah, we did Sunday morning.
But like, you'll probably not find those.
Oh, I found someone.
I'm sure.
Never mind.
You guys are pretty. I have to see you guys. You have to see you guys work well as a unit.
Oh, thank you. We worked pretty well collaboratively so far. It's like when things get too heated, we usually make a joke out of it in the end, so
Yeah,
it gets pretty chill.
Yeah. If things stress out, we usually just stop and go eat food or watch shitty YouTube videos together. Yeah, we have fun. Nick and I are good friends. Marcus and all of us are good friends. Hi, Marcus. But my music, it's very different from the band. I think I try to avoid writing the way I write by myself when I write with the band. I used to not in the beginning, and I showed songs to Nick, and they just didn't really seem to work well with whatever we were doing, and then I started writing sort of in a different vein, and that seemed to work out better, I think. Like, Burnt Pages is more Plea, that kind of thing. So I think it's a good place to be. Yeah, I don't know if I really describe it as prolific. I'd like to be prolific. But I try to make a lot of music because I have a lot of music coming out of me.
Well,
From
every hole, I got music coming out.
Well, it's not just with music that you're prolific, as I have noticed. You're also as mentioned before, you're also very active in social media. I mean, your Twitter account is by far one of the most entertaining documents of a man's brain I've seen in my life.
It's fun. It's also not like fully. I had a Twitter account back in like grade 8.
Didn't someone take the name of that account?
Fuck that guy. Okay, so I had a Twitter account in grade 8. I don't remember what it was called. Probably like Edgar_25 or something.
Edgar_music, cool kid.
Something like that, yeah. We deleted it around the time I started high school, and then didn't have a Twitter account again until grade 10. And from grade 10 to very, very recently, it was Catcher in the Y, because, you know, like every kid high school they read Catcher in the Rye, and they were like really influenced by it. And like I was just like, man, that's so cool, isn't it? No one told me that was really really lame. Yeah, I've read Catcher in the Rye like 3 times in like grade 10 to 12. It's a cool book, I guess. And I changed it to Oven and Made of Vel, which was a Godspeed reference. I tried to make it Godspeed You Black Edgar, which is a thing that Nick told me to make it as, but there wasn't enough characters in the like thing to put it. And I don't even listen to Godspeed anymore. So I changed it to Shreddy V.
Which I also invented, I want to say.
He called me Shred and
No,
Shreddy.
I called him Shredger.
He calls me Shredger sometimes, like yo Shredger.
I invented, which slowly bled into Shreddy
Yeah,
V,
and then our drummer,
which I will take credit for.
I guess he doesn't really drum too much with us anymore. He was like, make it Shreddy V, and I was like, okay, it'll be Shreddy V. So follow me there. Yeah, there's stuff there. I've got everything there from like end of high school to now.
He does a lot of rants about stuff. that
Yeah.
he's passionate- I don't know. What did you rant about?
Recently, I ranted about, I don't know. I
I feel like you ranted about school or something like that. Not like in a bad way. Just like
I was talking about how excited I was to be in school because now I'm in a program. I dropped out of university because I picked a program that I didn't really. I just picked it because I needed something to go to school for. I went to sociology at York. That was not fun. Don't go to school if you're not passionate about the thing you're going to school for. It'll be very boring for you. So I dropped out and applied to music schools. Got into York for classical music, but decided not to go there because I didn't want to go to York again. So I went to U of T for English and history. I love that. That's probably what I talked about on Twitter.
Well, in your English class, you do tend to do a lot interesting about music. You were studying the soundtrack to Grim Fandango once, if I remember correctly.
We weren't studying it. It's just like that's a digital text course, and and our teacher, she's really into video games, and like there's a lot of video game references in the textbooks that we're reading. So she'll play soundtracks and she'll relate it to things. The only video game that we studied in class was Final Fantasy VII. That was weird. Yeah, she was talking about the like the halfway point where Aerith gets killed.
Spoilers.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
spoilers.
cut that out.
Cut that out, yeah. I can't remember how it would relate it to the text we were reading, but it was talking about like weaving narratives or something together, and how like when that happens, the disc ends and you have to insert the other disc, and it's similar to when you read a novel and like the chapter ends, you have to get to the next chapter or buy the next book. It's kind of a lot of theory-based English, nothing really laid in fact. And Grim Fandango soundtrack was just playing that day. It's a great game. Should all play it.
no idea what that is.
It's like click and point adventure game. It's like from the 90s.
With a bunch of skeletons.
Yeah, skeletons that are alive.
Skeletons.
Yeah, man.
I'm having some sad fantasies right now. Never mind. Alrighty then. So guys, I have to ask you. So, tell me this chicken dance.
Chicken dance.
Chicken dance?
Yes. You guys, you once were in Brampton at Brampton Plaza like midnight, and you saw like a guy in a dancing chicken suit.
He's reaching for things.
Oh,
That was me.
you.
That was me.
you. I remember that day you telling me.
Yeah, I
about
sent
that.
I sent that to you privately.
We
I
wanted to
think.
play a show at that place.
I'm not gonna say that, but the name of the venue. They're not really much of a venue, but not a great bar.
It was a bar.
It's very close to my house in Brampton, and I was coming back from I was hanging out with a friend in Toronto, and I took like a really late bus, and it must have been like 12:30, like past midnight, whatever. And there was a dude in a full chicken suit, and there was a metal band playing very like it was new metal. It was new metal. It was not good. And there's just a dude in a chicken suit, and I was just like, I'm filming this. I'm not gonna walk away. And I filmed it, put it like a 5-second clip on Instagram. I don't have a Vine or whatever, probably Loop. And I sent it to Nick and a few other friends at the time, and I was like, why?
That's when we knew that we wanted to play a show there. We were
Yeah.
hoping that the chicken suit guy would come. Like no matter who's playing, the chicken suit guy comes in chicken suits to our music.
Yeah, we've had people in suits play at our shows before. Toucan Slam.
Oh yeah.
That was.
the guy who was there. That guy was pretty crazy.
If anyone can give us the name of that random man.
Was the guy in a wolf suit?
No, it was
No,
he had like bunny ears.
He had bunny ears,
goggles.
and a full green tracksuit, and he was at one of our shows, and he had like combat boots on, and he was just like prancing around while 2K and Slam played, and he also kind of moshed when we played,
Yeah, it's
which
pretty
was
wild.
very strange because like we have some energetic stuff, especially some of our older things we used to play. They were loud, but it wasn't moshing material.
Hey, you should know that there's a guy who usually dresses up in a in like a one piece suit, like a one piece tight leotard,
Oh
and
my
then he
God.
wears like a clown mask. So there's
Oh my-
that.
Does he go to shows and stuff?
Not yet, but I'm trying to see if I can ask him to come to some.
Oh my god. Man. If you can get him in the band, please.
Yeah, put him in the band if anything.
Fascinating. Fascinating.
Chicken dance.
So you guys met George Clark once.
George Clark.
George Clark.
Am I mispronouncing his name? The guy from Death Haven.
Oh, that is his name,
Yeah, we
George
did.
Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For some
isn't
reason,
there
I
like a
always
folk-
think.
Isn't there a folk singer
Oh,
called?
he has a middle name. I think that's why I got confused. Like, because you always refer to him with George, like something Clark. I think.
I don't know.
Anyways, but yeah,
That was
we
a
went to see
while.
Death Heaven in
Yeah.
20.
12?
No, are you-
Oh wait, Sunday there wasn't out.
2014, 2012. No,
It must have been early 2014. They played at the
Yeah.
Phoenix concert
It was
theater.
the first semester of my second year of school.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we saw Death Heaven, Between the Buried and Me, and two other bands. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
Kindred and Intronaut, I think is what they're
Intronaut,
called.
yeah. Which isn't usually the kind of music that we're like super crazy about. Like, but we were really into Death Heaven at the time, and they played a great show. And,
Yeah, it was really good.
It was interesting because he changed outfits in between. Like he had like a stage outfit, and then when he went off, he was like wearing like a leather jacket and like a t-shirt again after his like full. It's kind of like dress suit kind of thing when he's playing. But yeah, he was really cool. He was nice when we talked to him. Did you talk to any of the other guys?
I saw.
Because like there was the other area where they had like
Yeah,
t-shirts
the
and
guitar
stuff,
player
and they were all
wasn't
kinda
there.
hanging
Like
out.
I heard someone saying he was like doing drugs or something backstage, but I'm not gonna speak about them. I don't know. I've never met them. I doubt we'll meet them personally. We're gonna open for Death Heaven one day. That was a good show. We were cool. We were in that like black metal phase. I mean, we still like black metal, but we never really liked anything new. Besides,
Did you listen to the new Death Heaven album?
yeah, it was exciting for like a week. It was good. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it. It doesn't really go as many places as Sunbather does. But I don't know. I don't even think I would see Death Heaven again. I think that was just a one-time deal. It was really good. And we met George Clark.
It was interesting because he had like some buttons on his shirt, and one of them was like a little crucifix, and I was like, did I just see a Christian metal band and not even know?
Yeah.
I was like, because I mean I don't know the lyrics, but what if all of his lyrics were like, please praise be to God?
Oh,
I don't know.
I once saw a band like that. I once saw a Catholic black metal band.
Wow.
That's a story. It's not a good story.
How are they? How?
They're a Catholic. Well, I mean, you can be a black metal band without being Satanists.
Well, no,
Um,
I know, but like,
Listen, man, it was heavy, but it was heavy in the wrong ways. I went to a thing that my friend was part of. It's like some sort of religious event. This was back in like grade 9. And I was like, sure, I'll go. It was here in Mississauga, like the Hershey Center.
Oh wow.
And I tried to stay there for my friend, and I was like, oh, this is sweet. And they were like, oh, come go pray with us and stuff. I was like, I'm just gonna sit here and eat the food. They made me a bunch of like Filipino food, and it was delicious. And I stayed for some of the bands, and then they were like selling T-shirts. It was really gross. And then there was the one band that was like a Christian metal band, and I was like, man, I'm gonna go take the bus back to Brampton. I don't know how to bus here. This is before I had dad on my phone. I didn't have anyone to ask, so I just asked strangers. It took me 4 hours to get home. From the Hershey Center to where I live in Brampton.
Did we see Weezer at the Hershey Center?
We saw Weezer at the Powerade Center.
Different brand. Brand.
All
But-
corporate.
But yeah, we saw Weezer.
doesn't it take like 4 hours? You just head north.
He must have just went in circles.
Because I went to a
Circles.
strip mall at one point when it was like raining, and then
Oh, this is a bad day for you.
I asked the dude. my bus driver, hey, how do I get to square one? Because I knew if I got to square one, I'd take the 502 and the 501, whatever, it'd be fine. He's like, how do I get to square one? He's like, oh, this bus does not go to square one directly. Though someone told me every bus in Toronto, in Mississauga was square one.
That's a lie.
That's not true.
That's a lie.
So I took the first bus I found. I was like, somewhere along this route, it'll go to square one. It's the bus in front of the Hershey Center. I took it, and the man was like, oh no, the closest we can take you is to this mall. And I was like, okay. Went to one mall, and that wasn't
It's a
the
mall.
last.
It's pretty much square one then.
It
right?
wasn't the last stop.
As long as it's a mall, it's square
Yeah,
one.
and then there was a strip mall in like middle of nowhere, Mississauga. And I got off the bus and I was like, where do I go? He's like, that bus is leaving right now. Go take that one. And I was like, thanks. And I ran, even though I didn't have to. I ran to the bus and I was like, is this supposed to go to square one? And it didn't.
And you solved, and that was
But-
the end of your day.
But
Figured it out.
he's like, take this to this stop. It was just like middle of the street. And I got off there, took a bus, got to square one, and from there I took the 50, 52, 501 route.
And then you're back.
Sadly, that took so long. I went straight to sleep. It was like 7 in the afternoon.
Oh dear.
Oh wow.
Christian metal will do that to you.
Yeah, I once, it took me like 2 hours to get to Brampton once, but because of traffic.
Yeah, it's
That'll
taken
happen.
me a while to get from like Toronto to Brampton or Toronto to Mississauga, because you have to like switch bus, like companies routes. You guys got like My Way here. We have Zoom.
Yeah.
It's some very local transportation conversation.
Yeah. Difficult. Very, very difficult. All right. Now, here's my next question for you
Go
guys.
for it.
So, why folk? Why indie folk? Why electric folk? Why not? Why not aggressive noise? Why folk at all?
I think we should definitely try not to brand ourselves yet.
Yeah, I think sometimes we are maybe a little aggressive noise at some point. I mean, the thing is, what we have right now are songs that are written but unrecorded for the most part.
Yeah, we have
so
something
it's like
like-
a lot of our songs are like we probably have close to maybe I don't know 20 songs all together that we've ever worked on.
Like 13 are fully finished.
Yeah, and so it's like we don't exactly know where they're going. I mean, there's a good chance that on one of the songs, like all of a sudden there'll be a break, it's pure feedback noise, pure. Maybe we'll have like a thrash metal part. We aren't 100% sure where it's going because we haven't recorded it yet. It's kind of just like we write the songs, we see how they come out easily, and then at some point we're gonna have to kind of dissect them and kind of turn them into something else. But
Like
I
for
don't
the-
know if we're gonna be solely folk. I definitely want a bit more
More
energy. I mean, the thing is,
instrumentation,
it's like
more-
without a drummer, it's like we have a drum machine that's going to be propelling some stuff soon, but we need
Sure.
some. I mean, all it takes is the only difference between your folk and everything like that is your tempo change, and if you've got a really good drummer, if you have a
Yeah.
good drummer, you can be whatever you want.
Like we played songs that we played at the Smiling Buddha. We also played at the Central, and at the Buddha, we had the drummer and Marcus was still there on bass, and it was way louder. It was much more propelled. We had to have our volume lowered by the sound guy because the stuff was too loud. So we definitely get there. But when we played at the Central, we did an acoustic show, and it was like hearing the same songs in an acoustic set makes
Yeah.
it like it turns into a folk song even if it's not. Like there was a girl there who was covering. Was it Circa Survive, and they're like emo kind of thing, and she made it
Radical.
like a folk thing. So just put an acoustic guitar, it'll turn folk. So, but try not to think necessarily if it has an acoustic guitar, it's folk.
But yeah, I mean, some of the songs are probably going to end up staying kind of folky. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
for sure.
California's Child's going to be kind of. We're not going to amp it up too much.
It's already been amped up. That song used to be like 80 BPM. Now it's like 120, 130. It's good. We're gonna stay in that general vein for a bit, but we'll branch out.
Cool. Very cool. Now, Edgar,
What's up, man?
you once saw a Nazi punk on the Go Bus on July 31st, 2015, who was wearing a Dead Kennedy
That was really
t-shirt.
weird. That was when I was really into the Dead Kennedys too. No, but this is afterwards. I once did like an essay for school on Dead Kennedys. But I still like them. Nick told me about the Dead Kennedys back in high school, but I never really listened to them. He gave it to me on a USB. It was weirded out. That was when I was like Not into that.
Only Rush for this guy. Only
Yeah,
Rush.
that was a bad time. Yeah, it was weird because he had a swastika tattooed on his like right here on like under his shoulder. It was like somewhere around here. But he was wearing a straight up like the Dead Kennedys logo too.
Which has the song Nazi Punks Fuck Off. So
Yeah.
it's kind of,
I was like,
maybe he likes like the irony behind it. He's like,
what I'm thinking is maybe I saw him wrong from afar, and maybe there was like a line going through it.
yeah,
Like,
maybe it was
no
like
Nazis.
Nazi.
Or like his shirt maybe was an altered version of it, but like that seems like the most gross, dumb thing to do. But he looked like a skinhead racist. Like, it was not cool. Like he just shaved head, like denim vest, the shirt, and the tattoo just like peeking out of his t-shirt. And I was like, wow,
Where
this
were
man's
you
going
that day?
to.
It was coming from Toronto. Was that?
I think that was when we went to where I accidentally almost stole a sandwich, and I was on my way back home because that's July, so that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That was
Now, you guys have a very interesting DIY ethic.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely wanted. I mean, we're recording ourselves right now. It's probably principally just money, you know.
it's
Things
not really
cost a lot.
DIY. It's just being poor in certain aspects. You gotta pay for school and other bills and stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, we definitely have an ethic behind us where we want our own stuff to be our own. Like, I mean, we always wanted to do originals more so than covers or anything like that. And we always wanted to kind of do most things ourselves. But I mean, we're always happy to have our friends along with us. We kind of always been pretty collaborative in that regard.
Yeah. Like
We definitely have like the ethos of like, I mean, both of us have always listened to like the older kind of late 70s, early 80s punk bands. So like, even if we're not influenced by them wholeheartedly by sound, we definitely kind of
like work ethic and stuff.
Work ethic. We kind of see ourselves in the same lineage of, I don't know, bands like the Minutemen or, I mean, Dead Kennedys for in certain aspects. We're definitely kind of like, maybe if we were in the 80s, we would have been a hardcore punk band, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, they did have folk punk bands. They did have folk
Yeah, I
punk
mean,
bands.
the Minutemen had a lot of folk kind of songs too. I mean, if you listen to their Double Nickels on the Dime album, they have a whole variety of different kind of genres that they were playing with
It's
at
like
the
classical
time.
instrumentals. I was listening to that a lot when I made Noonday Demon. I tried to replicate. What's his name? Mike Boone? Is that the guitar player?
D Boone.
D Boone is
sorry,
the guitar
D. Boone.
player, yeah.
Like his little classical stuff that he does, which is weird. But I think in the recordings he does overdubs. I don't think he's actually playing it himself. But when I was trying to make those songs, and when I tried making Flea Market songs, I tried to make that scratchy little guitar style.
Oh no, he was a good guitarist.
He was
definitely played
very
everything
good guitarist,
himself.
but like I think it was overdubbed.
Oh, it may have been
that
overdubbed,
specific
like,
song.
not
It's like
played live, but like I think he was the guitarist for everything.
oh, for
on
everything.
it.
Yeah, it was just him. He was really good. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, D Boone.
Yeah,
Mike Watt's still with us, and George Hurley though. So.
that's why I said Mike. Boone. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Mike Watt, bass
Mike
player.
Watt,
Also,
yeah.
great bass player.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Robert Wright is better. He's Canadian. Who said that?
Gotta love our Canadians.
All right.
Well, Rick Danko. Rick Danko's Canadian bassist. My favorite vocalist probably of all time. He's from the band.
Yeah.
I feel like I take a lot of influence from the band in general.
The
They're-
bellowing vocals and the nice harmonies.
Yeah, they're a great Canadian act. And what other Canadian music do we love? Because we do love some Canadian music.
I mean, I love Broken Social Scene.
Yeah, Broken Social Scene. That is a totally Toronto kind of group, right?
Yeah. I love to have more like ambient backgrounds, but not ambient songs and things we do.
Yeah, definitely. They've definitely been an influence in terms of like, I always think about the soundscape of music. Like, you may have a song there, but there's so many things that you can have under different layers afterwards, and that's what I think Broken Social Scene did really well.
Yeah, without being cheesy or anything. Like, there's not overproduced. It's just there's a lot of instruments doing their thing, and it's really cool. It's kind of harder to do when you're just like a 2 or 3 piece band. Like
Loop pedals.
loop pedals.
We'll get on that someday. You know, just gotta.
Marcus has some like MIDI stuff. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. He has a cool setup. I wish he was still here to talk about it. He has like some crappy audio program on his laptop, but he's also got a MIDI cable, but he doesn't have, like an XLR or whatever it is, MIDI cable. But he doesn't have like a MIDI keyboard, but he has his Rock Band drum set,
Wow.
and he's like patched it so when he hits a cymbal or the pads or whatever, it is a drum machine and it will play a little sample. He says he's figured out how to turn it on and make it work, but
Wow.
not insert the sample bank or anything. That would be ridiculous to bring that to a live show.
To bring the
To
Rock
your
Band drum
Band
machine,
set,
but it actually functions as actual
like
drum
a perfect
pads.
drum pad.
That's genius.
Yeah, so sadly our boy isn't here right now to talk about it with the Orangeville, but yeah.
All right. Edgar, I have a question for you.
What's up, man?
Your music blog.
New rotation. Once again, I wish Marcus was here in order to shit talk it even more, because he was a huge proponent against it.
Against it. Like, we were friends, kind of, at that point, but, like, man, he did not like my music.
I mean,
You can't really find much of it anymore.
it's like the
believe
thing
it.
is with whenever you have like, I mean, writing anything about your music taste is going to end up sounding a little bit pretentious.
Yeah.
So it's like when you write long scale kind of essays about anything, even if you don't like it,
Log
if you do like
scale essays.
I mean, like, it just comes
you
from
know, they're like
my
a couple
background.
thousand words.
They were always, like, 1,000 to 2,000 word things. So they're, like, 5-page papers.
So
Impressive.
Whatever.
I mean, the thing is that that Marcus got most upset was he was really into Lord's album Pure Heroin at the time.
Yeah, like
Like
2012, 13.
it was like his favorite album of that year. Like it was just always what he'd been listening to. And Edgar gave it a 3.9 out of 10, and then wrote like 1,000
backed
words.
it up.
1,000 words of like
Why?
a very detailed critical analysis of it, and then Marcus was just like, "No, fuck you, you're wrong." And that was the end of it.
Wow.
But like I go back and forth on it now. I've stopped taking it as seriously as I used to. I used to upload twice a week. I would talk about whatever came out at that time. I took the opportunity to talk about Yeezus back when that came out, and like Drake and Los Campesinos and stuff. But I don't know, it's too hard to keep up with. And like you can have all these websites that keep up with this stuff, like Rolling Stone, but like they have like writers and they have money behind them. I'm just writing for my friends to read it and like yell at me. So I'm not really.
So he can just get yelled at now in person.
I can just talk. I can just text my friends, and be like, "This is my opinion about this." But sometimes I'll review things there. Now I've redone everything, and it's just that's where I put things that I really like. Like the only review up there anymore is Yola Tango's Painful. Got it as a birthday present once from Nick, and I just have so much to say about that album. It's one of my favorite albums of the '90s. So I wrote about it. Probably won't talk a lot about new music anymore. If I ever go back to writing there, I haven't written anything in a couple months. It's cool.
Yeah, it's always good to write kind of retroactive things. I mean, when music makes you feel like a lot about, especially like older kind of stuff that like you kind of have been growing with over time too. It's like it's kind of good that he does put his, his thoughts and feelings out there, because then I guess you probably understand your liking for them better anyways.
Yeah.
It's like there's been some albums where it's like I didn't really know why I liked it until I really thought about it and I kind of critically analyzed why it was so great. And it's like from those pieces, I mean, you can take that into the music that you're making too.
When I talk or write about music with people, I do it in a much more healthy way now than I did when I was in high school, just being an asshole about it.
Oh, he was an asshole.
Oh,
He was,
huge asshole.
I mean,
about
same
it.
to an extent, but not
Yeah.
as much.
Definitely over that now, especially when I'm writing about it, like short scale to my friends or long scale with the blog. It's like harder to write about new music because you only have so long to think about it, and you're being bombarded by opinions from everyone around you at the same time. So like I wouldn't talk about, for example, To Pimp a Butterfly or the new Kanye record, or when the new LCD record comes out. I probably won't talk about it on that scale because I'm going to be too into the hype at the time. So let that gestate, I guess is the right word, for a while before I would talk about it.
Yeah.
But when you talk about older things, it's like you've had time. You've had time to make an opinion.
Yeah, kind
And
of
if
like
you're
the critical upheaval about it is kind of around, and it just kind of depends on what you feel about it.
Yeah, like Nick himself does not listen to a lot of new music as it comes out.
I'm just really behind on it. It's like I'll get really into records 2 or 3 years after they're released. Like I'm still on Good Kid, Mad City at this point. Like I still listen to that very regularly. But in the year that it came out, I maybe listened to it 2 times, and then I was like, okay, this is a cool record. But like new records to me I always like them more once the hype has gone down for them. And then I can just really listen to it for what it is. So like I said, I just recently I downloaded D'Angelo and the Vanguard's Black Messiah and To Pimp a Butterfly yesterday. So that's what I'm going to be listening to recently, which both of them are at least a year old now. Yeah.
Nice.
Like, it's just better late than never.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say I have a similar issue. I mean, whenever people bring up Nickelback, I go on a 2-hour diatribe, but that's just me.
Sure.
All right. So, after my last question for you guys is this. Now, I'm very curious. What can we expect from Plea Market in the future? What can we expect from you good-looking boys in the near future, musically, artistically? What can we expect? What do you have planned?
We have, is it going to be 4 or 5 now?
We're going to have like a 5-song EP coming out relatively soon, maybe in a couple months.
Yeah.
Before like middle summer kind of thing.
Yeah.
That we're going to be putting in, we're going to be putting in a lot of work into that coming up soon. Like, we already have some basic stuff recorded for it.
Yeah.
But we kind of have to get really into the nitty-gritty kind of details now.
Yeah, and then there's going to be a time where we have to take it away and listen to it and decide.
Yeah, there's gonna be
orders and production stuff.
There's going to be a lot of decision-making coming up for it. We're still going to be trying to play more shows. We have to work out, we have some member issues that we're figuring out, too.
We need a drummer.
Big Black didn't have a drummer. But continue.
That's true. There's a lot of bands that did not have drummers, Drum machines can go a long way.
Like,
but
recording-wise, we're okay. Like, I play the drums on the recordings, but we love playing live shows, and we love the bands that are around here, and we want to play with them. We've gotten offers to have people play drums with us, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we're just figuring it out, but at the same time, we kind of are mainly focusing on getting the recordings done for it.
For us, like, right now, the recording is first, the shows are secondary / just for fun now, and once the recording's done, the shows will be more for getting us out there again, like they used to be before we had the plans to record anything. It'd probably be by ourselves, probably not gonna get studios or anything like that.
Yeah, the biggest problem is it's like everyone in the group, well, me and Edgar for sure, constantly we're kind of between 3 things, where it's like aside from all of our school and everything like that, but it's like, if we're writing, then we're not recording. If we're practicing, then we're not writing
new things,
writing or
because we
recording.
don't want to get too far ahead.
And then if we're recording, we aren't practicing our new songs or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's like we're constantly kind of going between one of the 3 things that we could possibly be doing band related wise, but then we end up falling back to another thing. Like, last night I was writing a new song, and it's like, why am I doing this? I need to be recording.
Stop, you're getting too, like, I did the same thing like 2 weeks ago. I wrote a new song, and I have poetry written on the side. I might just put the words on top of it, but there's no need to keep writing.
Yeah, it's
so
like,
much,
it's like okay.
We
So
don't
it's
have
like
an
I finished
outlet
the
to
song,
put
and
it
it's
out.
like, all right, when am I gonna put this out? July 2017, because it's gonna be such a back catalog by the time I get around to it.
By that hip hop record, these songs will be very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, expect a Plea P by the end of the summer.
A Plea EP.
A Plea
Yeah.
EP by the end of the summer latest. If not, I quit the band by then.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's on record.
Kidding.
I'll hold you guys to that.
Perfect.
Not the quitting the band part, but I look forward to hearing what you guys
Oh,
put out in the
yeah,
Great.
future.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope you don't quit the band.
No.
I hope it does.
Oh boy. It'll be you and your drum machine.
Yeah. Maybe a drum machine. And then maybe Marcus will still play bass every once in a while.
I'll take him with me.
See, you guys have any final words to people?
Um, it's Plea Market with a P, not Flea Market with an F.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's a common question.
But I mean, mainly just like, thank you to everyone that came to a show or something like that.
Yeah.
It was cool playing with all these bands that, everyone's been super nice for the most part.
All the people who help organize shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you yourself have been organizing some shows. It'd be cool to be part of those. So
Oh,
it's very
thank you.
hard to organize shows. So it's good
Yeah,
for
it's
people who have
definitely a
patience for
challenge.
doing all that and talking to promoters and things. So yeah, shout out to just
Yeah,
everyone.
I want
who's
to thank a
helped us.
couple people that have always helped us through. I mean, Patrick has been a very good friend to us in our early band days. A big supporter and a good driver.
Yeah, very good driver.
very, very early on.
Pat's been around for a while, helping us out, driving and being there for shows, and always giving us recommendations. And the early stuff, he'd always be like, "Help with this, help with this." He's like our unofficial fifth Beatle.
He's our Brian Epstein of the group.
Yeah.
I want to thank my very, very best friend, Mina, who's been helping me not only musically, but just like for a huge amount of support for everything that I've been doing, everything that we've been doing. Our parents for being supportive as well.
Letting us use my house.
His
to make
house
a lot of loud,
is the practice space.
the
so we
main
make a lot
practice
of noise
space.
there.
Thanks to the Gerrard Street neighborhood for letting us be loud when we go to Toronto.
Yep.
All the different bands we've played with. And I don't know. Does Shelby promote stuff at Soy Bomb? Shout out to her. She's really great. The girlfriend. Everything's cool. I feel like we get in trouble if we don't do that. And we also like to shout out Prince. We're collaborating with Prince very soon.
Very, very soon. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys. Stay cool.